Alrighty folks, welcome back to another Bad 66 Chevelle video here. And this video here is for this V in this Chevrolet script. This was part of the deal where I had gotten this car, this 59 Biscayne here, and the fella that had this car is he was wanting this to the Chevrolet script in that V there, and that was part of the deal. So I'm gonna go take it and run that up to him real quick. Downside about it is now I'm gonna have to go find these two pieces to put back in the hood, but it is what it is. But anyway, if you have a 59 Chevrolet or Impala that's missing these two things, I'm gonna write this, give you all this part number out here, the original GM part number. It's 3759106, and it's C-4 right there. So I'm gonna zoom in here. Come on, zoom. I don't want to zoom. There it is. 3759106, and then come across where that stud is right in there. It's C-4. So 3759106. Okay, and that's for the Chevrolet script that goes down here. And then this V up here, I have polished it a little bit, is 3760526, and then you come over, it's C-1. So it's 3760526 C-1. So that's the V, and that's the Chevrolet script. So it goes just like this. Okay, and then you both have 4 studs on each. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Somebody has switched this out at one time, or either they were made like that. I got to do a little research on that. But there are actually 2 flags that take these 2 studs up here. It's got the 2 Chevrolet flags, but I'll have to find them. But anyway, this was part of the deal for getting this car here, so I'm gonna go take those up to him, and unfortunately I'm going to have to go find some. And I was hoping I could, maybe work a deal out where I could just, give him the money for them 2 things. But oh well, it's all right. That's part of the deal. So I'll go run them up to him. I'm just glad I got the whole hood. I can deal with them 2 things, but a hood is a whole different story. But that's a little bit part of the deal of getting this car here. And then I went ahead and I stripped this whole door down to bare metal where it's primered, and a little bit in the quarter. And then I did this whole top of this quarter, except for this little edge right here. But this whole top of this quarter here was stripped down to bare metal, and I primed it with etching primer. So that's pretty good on that end. And then I'm gonna go ahead and clean this quarter up here, and work on it getting it straight. And then I'll work on this fender a little bit too. But this door is actually not that bad. Actually, really is not bad at all. It's got a little bit of rot in the corners, but it's fixable. It's got really nice gaps. And it had a little crease or something going on here. I don't know if somebody side swiped something or what, but it's got just a little crease at the bottom. But anyway, and I did get tail lights here. So I have both tail lights for both sides, and they are 2 different tail lights. I don't know what in the world, I cannot figure that out. I was having a heck of a time trying to figure that, just by the pair. Because I was trying to buy just that side, and then I got to looking at this side after I made the video, and this side is usable. It's perfectly usable. Until I got to looking at it real close, and it's got some cracks in it. So I was like, well, I'll replace it anyway. But I ended up taking some 000 steel wool, and I cleaned the heck out of this bumper. Now it's got pollen all over it. I cleaned all the surface rust off except for over here. This is a before right there, if you look at it, and then this is an after. Now you can still see it really lightly. It is pitted up, but it ain't nowhere near like that. This is not going to be a show car at all by no means, but that's just something little I cleaned up. And I do want to, one thing I do want to add on this car eventually, whenever it comes to it, is I want to put dual antennas on the back of it. I definitely want 2 dual antennas. So that'd be really cool. I don't care if it's got a radio or not, but I want the 2 dual antennas just for the look. Looks really cool. I was watching DD Speed Shop, and he has a 57 Chevy and a 55, I believe, that he converted to a 2-door post. And I tell you, if I had a good welder, I would love to do that to this car. I would take and go find me another door, find me 2 doors off a 2-door post, and I would do that. I would section these doors out and make it into a 2-door post, but it's just not worth it. I don't have a real welder. I just got a junk flux core one, and you know, it ain't really worth nothing. I would not use it on anything structural at all, you know. But I did locate the valves. I think I pointed that out in another video. So I located a valves for it. I'll have to locate that V in the Chevrolet script, unfortunately. But that's okay. You know, we'll get that. That was just part of the deal when I got the car. And I had to find this whole front end, because that radiator support and all that is shot. The grill is usable. It looks worse what it is, but it's actually the way it's sitting. But and I do have the original wheels for it, but they're very rough. It might be 2 out of the 4 that's actually maybe quote unquote salvageable. But anyway, I made a video about this too, but I'll point it out anyway. I got this wheel back here. It's freed up. All I have to do is I got to put the studs back in it. I'm gonna go get my oil impact, get some washers, pull all them studs back through, and then we'll take our drum there, we'll throw that back on, we'll throw our wheel back on, and this car will be freed up. So that'll be good. And so they did have the shoes on the right way, the correct way. They had the short shoe facing the front of the car and then the long shoe to the back, so that's good. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate about that, because these 2 pieces right here are kind of expensive. But anyway, it is what it is. This ain't even the original hood anyway, but I'll have to find a set of them. I want to find a set of those, and I mean, it's got some rod in this hood anyway, but I mean, it's actually, underneath it's fine. It's just a little bit on the outside there and a little bit down in here, but I'm really considering pulling my 283 and that Saginaw 4-speed out of my Chevelle and putting over in this thing. I'm really kind of considering that, because that Chevelle was just, I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to have to either get a whole nother frame or, you know, just find a whole nother car. I don't know what I'm going to do. But this car is, I mean, it's most of the rot, we'll call it, is in this front general area right in here. So, I mean, I'd much rather deal with that than have to deal with, you know, body gaps and everything else. And then I'm still waiting on this thing. I'm still waiting on this insurance company. They're a joke, I think. Here I am, you know, it happened the 25th, and here we are, we're waiting on this thing. And they still have not come out and gave me an estimate, because regardless whether they total or not, they're supposed to come out and do the estimate of the damage. And it is fixable. It's really not that bad. It's actually, you know, all I got to do is replace this bumper, this fender, possibly the hood, and just throw another grill on it, and a radiator support, just the whole front clip, and it'll be fine. This fender is actually, it didn't disturb it, but it does look like it might have tweaked it just a little bit. But the hood looks okay, but you know, you never know till you put it all together. But I mean, this thing could be fixed for a little bit of nothing. It's really not even bad. It didn't even hurt anything on it other than the front clip. But this insurance company here is kind of a joke, so still waiting on that. And then the bad part too is this darn trailer thing, I thought it was done, and it's still not done. So I've been trying to get these clowns to sign this paper, because where I've done paid them, I paid them with the cashier's check and all that, paid them all the money. And, you know, they did write a letter that all claims are satisfied. I'm still waiting on these clowns to fill out this court paper here. I'm not going to show the whole thing for privacy, but these clowns here, you know, I will point out just this little bit here. I'm going to pause it for a second. Alright, so if you look in the bottom of the screen, it says Notice of Satisfaction. That is this letter here. So this has got to be filled out. This paper right here, I'm not going to show you the front of it because for privacy, but this paper has got to be filled out. And these clowns, I done gave it to them in person, and I've been waiting and waiting on them to sign it. It's just ridiculous. So that's 2 things I'm still waiting on. So I took them a cashier's check. I got them to write a note, you know, but I have to satisfy the court thing of it where it's marked satisfied. So now I'm still waiting on that. Once that's done, it's done. You know, it's truly, truly done. But that's just, oh my Lord, it's just such a joke. And then I'm waiting on the insurance company on this thing. Oh, sorry there, got a little fuzzy there. So I'm waiting on this, and I can't touch it. The downside to it, I can't do nothing to it at all. I can't touch it. I can't fix it. And I'm itching to get on this thing and get this thing straightened out. Because I'm almost at the point where I just want to take a come along where it just slightly bent this radiator support and yank that thing back out. And luckily I saved the original radiator out of that Durango, which is sitting over beside this tree here, and it was perfectly good. It was just clogged. So I was going to take and go to my grandparents and take a garden hose and flush the heck out of that thing and throw that radiator back on it. And the lucky part on top of this too is I never did get a chance to put the new transmission lines because I got the quick connect fittings. I didn't get a chance to put these on, and these got a little bit bent in that accident. So luckily I saved these. I never did put those on. So that's 2 things right there, you know, because that's all it really needs. It didn't hurt the water pump. It barely bent the fan. You know, probably need a fan for it, obviously. But I mean, the grill, really the grill, the hood, the grill, I mean, you could use that. I mean, I don't really want to ride around like that with a busted grill, but I mean, it's not going nowhere. It's still attached. A little bit wobbly, but I mean, you could go in there, you know, I could come up with something for that. I'm just at the point where I'm going to take a come along and hook to a tree and yank this radiator support back out enough to get it straightened out so I can mount a radiator back in it, hook the hoses back up, because it didn't even hurt the hoses, it just pushed them back just a little bit, and throw a headlight in this thing so I can drive it, because it still runs and drives. I mean, I'll even show that. This thing, it still runs and drives, you know. Hold on a minute. But it still runs and drives. I hooked the battery back up here. Now, only thing it is rubbing, so if it does make a noise in the video here, what's happening is this pulley down here is rubbing this fan guard just a little bit there, right in there. So you'll probably hear that. But if I pull that back, you won't even hear it. Now, I did take the belt off, so that way it doesn't chew that up, because the fan can't turn. I can't run it but a few seconds. But it still runs. And when you watch the video, I'll pull that guard back and then you won't even hear it noise. So it still runs, everything still turns on. So you hear that noise, and watch this, I'll pull it back. See, it still runs perfectly good. I just pulled that back just a little bit. It's perfectly fine. It did not hurt the motor at all. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it back off. It still moves even. I mean, look, that's still, put it in reverse, and it still moves. Put it in drive here, still moves forward. But still even got good oil pressure too. Yep. Alright. I don't want to run it too much because there's no coolant in it. But anyway, it aggravated because, I mean, it wouldn't even take that much to fix this darn thing. And I got to have this vehicle because this is my main vehicle. So, anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this title up for this car here, thank God. And make sure to verify that it matches and everything. Of course, I know it should, but anyway, I'm going to pick that up, and then if somebody out there knows where I can find the Chevrolet script in this V right here, let me know, because I've been looking on eBay, and they want a crazy amount of money for it. And I'm not even, this is not a show car. I just want something, you know, to put back on it so it's not an empty spot there. But anyway, that's where we're at. So I'll probably, hopefully here soon, get the dash. I do have the dash ordered for it. It's out of a 59, I believe, Impala. Not a Biscayne, but it's Impala. But that's okay. And it might be out of a biscayne. I can't remember for sure. I have to look at the pictures. It's one of the two, either a pallet or a biscayne. But I mean, I got a very good deal on that thing. If it's the way the guy's talking, that's going to be an awesome deal, because he said all the brackets. I think he even said an ashtray, the course, the whole dash, obviously. And what else was it? I think a glove box door, maybe. I know it don't have gauges in it, but I don't care about that. I can get them later on. But that would be really good, because that way I get this dash. We'll clean up those welds around the window there, and I'll get this thing. I like to get it bolted back in and weld her on back up, and then we'll have that way I can put my steering column in it, because I can't do that until I get the dash, because I want to get everything mocked up before I weld the dash in. And then I did end up getting the windows. The windows all go up and down now. This one's got a little slight issue. I think we're missing a bolt here. But, because it kind of... There we go. I don't know, it's hard to see on video, but it does move. But anyway, I got to work on these locks here a little bit better. But I almost got just about everything freed back up. So we're definitely getting there. I got to figure out something about the keys. I like to pull these out, see if we get these rekeyed, so I can use the original keys for it, but we'll have to see. But anyway, this is where I'm at here, and I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll be right back, because I got to go pick the title up for this thing real quick. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully here soon we'll make some videos on that and getting that thing straightened out. We'll go to the junkyard and scramble up some parts for that, and I'll be right back. I'm going to pick this title up for this thing. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.